Hey, all you sons of bitches. Man, is it good to be back. A couple things I wanted to jump on. One, I missed you. Uh, I There was a lot going on, and I'm going to tell you about it real quick. But the biggest thing is I want to tell you what I ran into in the last 6 weeks. It's live here on Facebook and my um, YouTube channel. If you're listening to this like on Spotify and all that, would love for you to jump over and check out my YouTube channel and Facebook page, B Raw Podcast. Can't miss that. But here I am, healthy, freshly scraped and cut, feeling great. I hope you're kicking ass or whatever you're doing. But a couple things that happened over with me in the last 6 weeks. I did a rebrand. If you notice that it's B Raw Podcast, and I'm going to get into that at another time because I don't want to hold you up. And I had an awesome plan laid out for the show and what's going on in my personal life. And as we all know, that the best laid plan does not survive first contact with the enemy. Or most of us know the great Mike Tyson adage of you got a great plan until you get punched in the face. Boy, did I get punched in the face. So what happened was my family and I have been working on getting a new longitude and latitude, as AKA buying a home, for the last couple of years. That came into fruition end of October. And the plan was I banked some awesome episodes. Just to give you a little teaser, a couple ladies needed somebody in the Midwest to burn their barn down. Now, that's an interesting story. And they found like 4 volunteers. I had another episode, a guy just got fucked up in a bicycle accident. Super cool dude down in Australia. He's on the road to recovery, and I really enjoyed that conversation. I'm glad Mark is doing great. Super cool dude. And then I got a couple fellas out there in California that came this close to being in a cult. And there's great guys, man. Awesome dudes. Can't wait to bring you that one. That's just a couple that, and I got a bunch more lined up. But what happened was the plan before I got punched in the face was October is going to use these banked episodes to keep you entertained, which is, I find more entertainment out of entertaining you all. And then we were going to move into our house October, and in the new house, I have an awesome room that I'm going to set up for a new studio. I'm super excited about that. You can follow my progress along, obviously, on social media. And, well, first part of September, I got sick. And when I say I got sick, I went down hard, and it wasn't COVID. I went down crazy hard. I'm going to go into that on another episode. But I was a useless fucking 260-pound bag of shit for like 3 weeks. And my wife, she's a rock star to begin with, but she was dealing with me because I was completely useless. And then our son, of course, our home here, and the new house. Lots going on. But excuse me, when I was sick, tons of people from this platform reached out. Big love to all of you for doing that. So thank you. Awesome. Thank you. But I will be back going full throttle with this, and I got tons of stuff to get to you, but it won't be until about the middle of November, but I'll put out some episodes before that. And then just wanted to jump on because something happened to me while I was sick and dealing with the house and doing all that stuff. We get into a routine. You get up in the morning, you check your phone, you shit, shower, and shave. You go to your car, you drive to work, you get as much work done as possible. You get on the highway, you come home, listen to something like this to try to be entertained and feel alive for a minute. You get home and you're with your family or whatever you do in the evening. And then hopefully by 9:30, you got enough energy to stay awake for half an episode of Lord of the Rings. But that's, we all fall into that. And we only deal with the people that are in our immediate circle, right? So your family, of course, your coworkers, and maybe you got a couple buddies that you hang out with like on the weekends or something. But other than that, like, where is your circle outside of that? Right. So I never thought about it. I got in my routine just like everybody else does. But when I got jarred out of it, one being sick and one dealing with the house, I realized there's people in my circle that inspired the name of this episode, which is, not all heroes wear capes. One, obviously, is my wife. That's a given. What she has done up until now, and she continues to do so. But the people that I know that are close to me, that reached out unsolicited to help us, me and my family, get to where we need to in the house so we can move in, helping in all sorts of different ways. And it just felt amazing. It was crazy. And I personally took these people for granted. Like, hey, they're in my life. Cool. But when I went down, they just stepped up in a major way. And it got me thinking about all of you. And have you fallen into that routine? And do you see the people around you that would help or are pretty cool, but you take them for granted? Yeah, take a look, man. I'm not telling you what to do or anything like that. I'm just observing what I saw. And two big examples, and this is just a very small example. We call her Auntie Lenore. She has been a rock star as well, taking care of our little dude. Of course, she benefits because hanging out with my little dude is definitely a pleasure. But she rearranges her schedule. We tell her when we could use her so my wife and I can work on the house and do all sorts of crazy things. And she takes care of my son, which is awesome. And then when I was working on the house, a friend of the family, his name's Mark. I can't even come close to describing how grateful I am for this dude. And he is 100% the reason inspiring me to do this episode of this podcast, because I would not be anywhere close to move in ready without this man. And then he shows up unsolicited. Then he knows I'm sick. He's like, you rest tomorrow. Give me a list of stuff to do. And he would go over to the house by himself and do stuff. Now, I'm not talking about moving boxes into the basement or that kind of thing. I'm talking heavy demolition work, heavy construction, putting in doors, putting in windows, that kind of thing. The dude is unbelievably talented, and he is helping without asking for anything else. So he's just a perfect example of a person that's so selfless that it's just amazing. It's crazy. So I got thinking about, if you have somebody in your circle that helps you out like that, but you take them for granted, take a second and go, holy shit, man, I really appreciate what you're doing. And handle it the way you should, you feel right to handle it. And the guy, I'm just crazy grateful for him. And not all heroes wear capes, dude. Just think about that. We put big stars and rich people on pedestals. Well, what about this dude, Mark? Why can't he be on a pedestal? He's got a great family, got an awesome, granddaughter at the time. He's living his dream as a captain. This dude busted his ass his whole life, came out of it, went through all the classes in school, and now he's a captain on a boat, and he charters people, and he's loving life. And now he's helping me the way he's helping me. And he's very talented with construction and all that kind of thing. So it's great. But how come we can't put people like that on a pedestal? Why do we have to take some fucking person that's on the movie screen that don't give a flying shit about you and put them on a pedestal? So look around, man. I know it'll probably have that a cop going by you syndrome. You know what I mean? Where you're just bombing along in your car and not fucking paying attention to anything. You see cop lights in your mirror and, oh man, you're fucking 10-2, speed limit. You're doing everything perfect. Pew, cop flies by you, and for 4 minutes, you're 10-2, and then you just go back to your normal shit, right? I get it. I do it too. But I just wanted to bring to light that look around you, man. Kindness, man. It's crazy. Unbelievable craziness, the kindness that I've seen with people coming together to help us out. And I believe that, you should be cool all the time. Don't act cool, be cool. And I understand you got to let a motherfucker know once in a while. And I get that. And there ain't nobody in the world more than me that gets that. So I understand that, but I think kindness wins all the time. And so pay attention to that, man. I'm not going to ramble on much anymore about that. Look around your circle, show some love to people that you might take for granted at this point. And maybe, and I'm not talking about putting somebody on a pedestal, but show some gratitude to people, like Mark, living his dream, but he's so selfless that it's amazing, right? So look out for people like that. Anyway, that's where I'm going to leave you. Don't forget, all heroes wear capes. I'm feeling much better. It's so great to be back spitting in the mic, all you sons of bitches, and being my fantastic, sarcastic self. If you want to get a hold of me, I would love to hear from you. And I'm going to get I'm going to get to the rebrand Be Raw from Kitchen Table. I'll get into that in another episode, but check out the website, BeRawPodcast.com. Get a hold of me on Instagram, at Be Raw Podcast. Would love to hear from you. Holler at a brother. And, so that's it, man. And wait a minute. Liv Rishi. These guys, when I was sick, 1,000 milligram tincture was priceless. Check these guys out. LivRishi.com. Use the code word table50, 50% off your entire order. All right. I'm out of here. Hailing from where the very first subway ride happened in the Passaic River, New Jersey. Remember, don't act cool. Be cool. Till next time.